Your greatest enemy isn't a hater. The greatest enemy isn't the people who are talking about you behind your back. Your greatest enemy are these three things. And in this video, I'm going to highlight and I'm going to uncover these three things, and I'm going to give you the solution to help you to begin to move forward faster. The first thing, or the first greatest enemy that you have that you might not be aware of, is your negative self-talk. Yeah, your negative self-talk. The conversations that we have between our ears are the most important conversation. And so when we think about negative self-talk is the internal dialogue that criticizes, limits, and discourages you. It is the voice that questions your worth, your capability, and your future. Negative self-talk attacks your identity from the inside. It's not the things that happen outside. It's the things that happen inside of here that determines where we're going within our life. Negative self-talk chokes our confidence before we even begin. It feels like a quiet thief. It steals our confidence, drains our energy, and it clouds our decisions. It whispers the worst case scenarios and it magnifies our smallest mistakes. And it convinces you that progress is impossible. Over time, negative self-talk becomes our default soundtrack, and it's shaping our identity without our permission. And we have to understand, when we learn to begin to challenge the negative self-talk, our life will begin to change. It shows up as hesitation, self-doubt, constant apologies, and shrinking in moments that require strength and clarity. And oftentimes when the negative self-talk, when we hear it, it tells us that we're not smart enough, good enough, or that we're not ready. And it also shows up as imposter syndrome. And we've got some content coming up about that pretty soon. How do we eliminate negative self-talk? The one thing that I want you to do when you begin to find negative self-talk in your mind, I need you to challenge that voice. A lot of people don't challenge the things that are being said. We feel like if I think it is right, but you got to learn to challenge it. I want you to ask, is this true or is this a trained thought? Most negative self-talk is inherited and is not accurate. When you eliminate negative self-talk, you rewire your brain for liberation, not for limitation. When you eliminate negative self-talk, you rewire your brain for liberation, not limitation. The next thing is negative conversations. Every conversation is either feeding your future or fueling your failure. Every conversation is either fueling, slow down. Every conversation is either feeding your future or fueling your failure. Negative conversations are interactions that drain your energy, distort your perspective, and it pulls you into complaining, criticizing, gossiping, or fear. And those are the things that a lot of people specialize in. They specialize in complaining, criticizing, gossiping, or discussing fear. They drain emotional energy that you need for growth. They normalize complaining, blaming, and staying stuck. Whenever we have these negative conversations, you ever left the conversation and you felt heavy? You've walked away feeling smaller, frustrated, or unfocused. These are all symptoms that either we've had or are having negative conversations with people. And negative conversations influence our emotional state, and it slowly shifts our mindset. So when we're thinking about negative conversations, we want to have people who are sharing solutions, not just problems. We want to have conversations with people who share solutions and not just problems. When you hear these things, these are indicators that someone's having negative conversations. Everything is a complaint. They're always gossiping and possibly gaslighting. Every idea is dismissed. And most of these people, they're going to connect because of negativity instead of growth. How do we eliminate negative conversations? The next time you find yourself involved in a negative conversation, shift the topic towards solutions and lessons or next steps. I need you to redirect the conversation. Shift the topic towards solutions, lessons, or next steps. So what does that look like? If someone's having a negative conversation, the question that I would advise you asking is, how can we do things differently? What can you do to make it better? Because when we shift that, it causes us to look at things from a different perspective. So the first two were negative self-talk. Negative self-talk are the conversations that we have between our ears. The next one is negative conversations. And the last one is negative content. Content is more than entertainment. It's an entry point. It opens doors and gates for growth or for chaos. Negative content is media, messaging, material that feeds our fear, comparison, insecurity, confusion, or chaos. It can be entertaining, but it's not empowering. It can be entertaining, but it does not empower you. It rewires your worldview without your permission. It hijacks your attention and lowers your emotional resilience. A lot of times, negative content can feel like a bunch of mental clutter. It overloads your mind with drama, tragedy, and unrealistic comparisons, and it also causes emotional chaos. Negative content shapes your mood and shifts your thoughts and influences your behavior more than most people believe or care to admit. After you consume negative content, you feel anxious, you feel irritated, and emotionally drained. You know it's negative content when you see endless bad news, toxic social media posts and threads, drama-filled videos and comments, and content that is designed to provoke fear, anger, or envy. This is how we eliminate it. You can adjust your input. You can decide what your algorithm feeds you. Look at what you watch, follow and share. Does this add value or is it stealing your peace? When you eliminate negative content, you create the pathways for positivity and progression. Listen to me. These 3 C's are keeping more people stuck in their life than they believe. The negative self-talk, negative conversations, and negative content. When you begin to check and eliminate these 3 things from your life, I guarantee you that your progress will accelerate and you will start moving forward faster. Tap the like and subscribe button for more content that's going to help you move forward faster. And as always, I'm Coach Cannon, and I'm committed to progressing forward.